The Dodgers were throwing in Game 6. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who had thrown complete games in his previous 2 playoff outings. And sure enough, Yamamoto showed up in Toronto in Game 6, dominant. 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, 96 pitches, 63 of them for strikes. And sure enough, the offense and the runs sufficient enough for Yamamoto to hand the lead off to his bullpen were provided by a guy who was so down and out. He was just so honest about his struggles. And it was Mookie Betts. Sure enough, this is how good he is, and also how good Dave Roberts is the manager of the Dodgers. He's so good, he's hitting 130 and he gets dropped from 2 to 3 in the order. And then for Game 6, he gets dropped to 4th in the order. How about Dave Roberts saying, this guy can't hit a lick right now, and he's down on himself, but I'm going to hit him cleanup. I'm going to have him protect Freddie Freeman in the lineup. And sure enough, who steps to the plate in the 3rd inning with runners in scoring position with a base hit? Mookie Betts, his first RBIs at all since Game 2 of the NLCS. Span of 8 games. And this Game 6 was kind of feeling unlike the previous wild games. It's, Yamamoto's getting the people up and getting down in order. And this game's 3-1 after the Blue Jays got 1 run in response to the 3 spot for the Dodgers. And it's 3-1 going into the later stages of the game. And Roki Sasaki gave us a little bit of a pulse check in the 8th inning, 2 on, 1 out, got out of that. This game's not going to be like any of those other crazy games, is it, until the 9th inning? Oh, my goodness gracious. So Sasaki hits Alejandro Kirk to start the 9th right on his hand, and sure enough, John Schneider does what he has to do because Kirk's not going to be able to score on anything in the gap, right? So he puts in Miles Straw, who runs like Xavier Worthy at the combine. And sure enough, Addison Barger hits one to the gap. And I've never seen this before. The ball hits like a highlight chulo right in the crease where the...
Oh, look at that photo.
Padding of the wall meets the warning track. And Justin Dean, who just got substituted into center field for Tommy Edman by Dave Roberts, raises his arms up, saying, this is a dead ball.
It's like Little League.
And Straw, who's inserted to score on exactly the ball Barger hits, can't score because it's a ground rule double. Now, there's a lot of arguments about whether this should have been too bad, Dodgers. You could still pluck the ball out of the wall, whether the rule book says it's a ground rule double only if it's not playable, like, say, in the vines of Wrigley Field.
The ivy, yeah.
Lots of pissed off Blue Jay fans that the rule was not applied appropriately, that there have been previous inside the park home runs by somebody as slow as Prince Fielder. If you look it up, he once had an inside the park home run on exactly a play like this, and he makes Alejandro Kirk look like Ricky Henderson.
Oh, hey, no. Come on.
But sure enough, it's a ground rule double. Straw doesn't score. Barger's on second. And that's when Dave Roberts says, I'm going to go to my Game 3 starter now. Even though we're wondering if he's going to start Game 7, if there is one. Screw it. There is no tomorrow for us. I'm going to bring in Tyler Glasnow. And I'm going to have him face Ernie Clement, who is hitting like Mickey Mantle on top of Stan Musial in these playoffs. And Clement takes the first pitch and pops it up.
Oh, yep.
Nobody advances. I keep saying how the Blue Jays are the kings of the productive outs. Here's an unproductive out just when the Dodgers need it. And then here comes Jimenez, who is maybe the best ninth place hitter I've ever seen with runners in scoring position in my entire life. And there's two of them right there. And the Blue Jays need them both to score on a 2-out hit. And Glasnow gets him to lace one to left field on a broken bat that looks like this is now a tie game. But here comes Kike Hernandez in to throw a dart to second base, and a guy who Dave Roberts puts into the lineup for Game 6 just because he thinks he's bringing some juice, and Miguel Rojas, who makes an incredible pick of a ball that was dirted right in front of him to stay on second base and get that run-of-the-mill World Series Game 7 forcing 7-4 double play. I've never seen that. Unbelievable.
What was Barger doing?
Thinking that was a base hit off the bat. So lots of ifs and buts and candies and nuts brings about the Game 7. Oh, my goodness. So Max Scherzer, future first ballot Hall of Famer, starting for the Blue Jays, and it's Ohtani starting for the Dodgers. An interesting choice that I think had to be brought about because the Game 3 starter saved Game 6. But that doesn't preclude him from Game 7. No, not by a long shot. And Ohtani starts Game 7 against Max Scherzer, which will be something, in Cooperstown lore. Who started Game 7 of one of the most incredible World Series ever? Shohei Ohtani versus Max Scherzer. Unbelievable set of circumstances. And the Blue Jays send Bo Bichette to the plate with 2 on in the third inning against Ohtani. And Bichette hits a no
Absolute
doubt
bomb.
about her. Straight out of the building. And it's 3-0 Blue Jays. And when you hit 3-run home runs, you usually win baseball games. And I'm sitting there thinking, okay, the party can start now, except for the fact that, well, that's the Los Angeles Dodgers out there with stars all over the place and guys who aren't stars who can really play baseball and a manager who has got a magic touch. Oh, and Magic is in the building and owns the team as well. So, listen.
But it did feel like the route is on.
Especially when, in the next half inning, in the fourth inning, top of the fourth, Will Smith leads off with a double. Freeman with a base hit. Runners on the corners after a Betts out. A one-out walk worked by Max Muncy. Bases loaded against Max Scherzer, and who comes up but former Blue Jay Teoscar Hernandez, who sends a screaming liner to center, and Dalton Varsho makes a gorgeous catch. If he doesn't make the catch, we have a tie ball game. Yep. Instead, this means just one run comes in, and that's all the Dodgers got. And I'm thinking, okay, this may just be the Blue Jays' night. What a catch that was. And just when you thought, okay, that's kind of crazy, we're settling in, Jimenez steps to the plate, and was it Robleski was on the mound, right? Mm-hmm. He clearly tries to get hit by the pitch.
He threw his arm at it.
And then the next pitch, Robleski just hits him with it. And Jimenez takes...
He gets so mad.
He gets upset. Like we're putting people on base just to prove a point in a 2-run game in the World Series Game 7. Robleski basically tells him all sorts of things he can do to himself and his mother.
Grandkids.
And benches are clearing. We're playing the feud. And people are running out from the bullpen. Oh, I'm coming in. Hold on a minute. I'm making my way. Clayton Kershaw and his dad bot. I'm almost there. Hold on a minute. Hold on a second. What the hell's going on in the World Series? Game 7.
That was crazy.
Playing the feud.
I loved it.
I got the blood flowing.
It was exciting.
It did.
Really was.
Another thing I haven't seen before
so
in a
exciting.
World Series, right? So then just when we're seeing, hey, we're within reach of a World Series for the Blue Jays, right? And John Schneider, looks across the dugout to Dave Roberts. They too can play at the game of putting someone from previous starting positions into baseball games to do things out of the bullpen. In comes Trey Savage in the 7th inning, walks Ohtani, then gets out of it with a double play grounder to end it. And in the 8th inning, here's Savage. And just when you're thinking, Dodger fans are sitting there thinking, there's 6 outs to go. Max Muncy hits one to Quebec.
Missile.
In the 7th. It's now a 4-3 game. And we go to the 9th. And this is why you watch baseball. Guys you've never heard of unless you pay strict attention. Stroll to the plate, and with Ohtani on deck and 1 out, and the Blue Jays 2 outs away, and it's a 3-2 pitch, and you hear John Smoltz tell Joe Davis and the rest of all of us listening, this needs to be an action pitch. What I mean by that is it can't be so far out that Rojas doesn't offer at it, and you put Ohtani up to the plate as the go-ahead run. He's got to swing at it. It's got to be close enough that he swings at it, and it is a spinner that's right down Broadway, and Miguel Rojas takes it out of the yard.
Unreal.
With basically one hand. And Joe Davis had the only reaction you can have while you're working clean, which is, no way. He said that. By the way, Joe,
Working
you
clean.
could say that about every single at-bat of this World Series.
His wife was telling him that he was going to hit a home run, and he wasn't even playing when she was saying this.
Listen to your better half.
I guess so.
Ties the game. Miguel Rojas, what's he doing in the World Series?
I
Just
don't know.
ask. Well, the reason why he's in the World Series is because Andy Paez couldn't hit. Mm-hmm. He couldn't hit. But that doesn't mean he can't play.
Yeah, Andy was being safe for something.
hold on a
Because
second. Yeah.
bottom of the 9th.
Yep.
This was so
Just
insane.
wait a second.
Blake Snell, your game 1 and 5 starter, comes out of the pen. And this is the guy you're going to say, get us to extras. Because if you get us to extras, you can keep pitching, right? That's in theory. And sure enough, Andy Paez comes running out of the dugout for the second straight game, be a defensive replacement in center field. And I'm thinking to myself, why is Dave Roberts doing that? All right, well, let's see what happens in this inning. Unbelievable. I can't get enough of just going blow by blow here. So Snell gets Vlad Guerrero to fly out. I mean, Snell versus Guerrero Jr. had epic moment written all over it. And certainly since the first pitch that Snell threw in his previous outing was yanked out of the park by Davis Schneider, and then the next at-bat by the guy at the plate to try and tie the game and send Canada into a frenzy that this thing's not over. Or that it is over. That we're not going to extras. This is not going to go 18 innings. And he flies out to center. Bo Bichette singles to left. Now, at this point in time what's going to happen here. Okay? There's going to be a pinch runner because he can't run at all. As a matter of fact, there was a base hit earlier in the game on 2 outs.
And he couldn't advance.
Couldn't score.
Yeah.
So who's at the plate but Mr. Barger himself? And with Isaiah Kiner-Falefa on first, Barger walks and IKF goes to second. Then Alejandro Kirk, once again, hit by a pitch. And the bases are loaded. And you're like, this is the end of the moment. But this is, to be honest with you, unbelievably, this is the moment that Dave Roberts inserts Andy Paez into center field in the middle of the inning, guys. And Dalton Varsho's at the plate. All he's got to do is put the ball in play with the infield in and hit it hard somewhere not right at anybody. And who does he hit it to? To Rojas, who looks like he bobbles it and stumbles. And I'm thinking this World Series is over. And he throws to the plate, and IKF, for some reason, slides in with his feet. This is a force play at home. Run through the plate.
Just run.
Run through it.
Yeah.
Or slide with your hand.
Yeah.
You've got your mitt on.
Yeah.
Slide with your right hand. And he's ruled out at the plate. The replay, at first blush, the first thing I saw was Will Smith's right foot off the plate. I'm like, are we going to see the most 21st century moment ever that a World Series is clinched and won on a replay reversal? That was in the ether until you saw Smith's foot tap back on the plate before, for whatever reason, IKF sliding into home with his foot. Instead of his
all the
hand
dirt, and you couldn't
through it.
And with the dirt because of the slide,
And
you
then-
couldn't tell where the plate was.
You
then
think
you
it would
see
be
it-
closer if he ran through it?
You would have been safe.
Absolutely.
Sliding slows you down.
Or when you look at the replay wide, TJ, I mean, we can obviously have an argument about it. We'll never know.
Yeah.
We'll never know.
I'm not
But
arguing.
running
That's
full
just a
speed,
legit
running
question.
full speed,
Full speed.
by running through it like
You go to first,
Jeremy Giambi once tried.
right? He was safe.
Okay.
I mean, true.
But just running through it, well, that one you needed to be tagged. This one you have
Right.
to be tagged.
Right.
But when you look at the wide,
his lead from
IKF's
third.
lead, his secondary lead was non-existent.
Yeah, he had like two
That's
steps.
the thing.
As if-
He was not.
Again, Snell is going to pirouette and hit Muncy, who's he's infield in. You have full view of whether the third baseman's going back to third.
Yeah.
He can't sneak in behind you. This is the nightmare fuel for Blue Jay fans we're running through right now for the next rest of their lives. It's
brutal.
But it's not over. It's not over because Ernie Clement, who just set the record for most hits in a postseason, is coming up. And he smokes one to left center.
Smokes one.
And you could see Kike Hernandez is way too in to go get it. And he is trying to basket catch it. And you're thinking, this thing is now over. What are the odds he's going to basket catch it? Whatever those odds were greater than Andy Pages, who was just inserted, running for his life from center field to go and grab the ball over Hernandez and make the catch while they collide.
Look at that
Laid
photo.
him out.
Laid him out. I thought Hernandez was like out.
Right. He didn't even know
While
if he caught
they
it.
collide.
Look at that photo. That is perfect.
You cannot get enough of this.
That's what Podgett should have blown up in his
Yeah,
house.
that needs to
is
be in
this.
his house.
Yes.
Yeah,
Tattoo that on himself.
Even better. You should get that tattooed, Jay.
Kike
Got a cheek
Hernandez had the soundbite. Did you hear what he said?
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
He said
But when he just-
that when
yeah.
Pages caught it, looked down and said, "Are you okay?" And he thought that Pages didn't get it and that the World Series was over. And he's like, "I'm effing all right. What are you talking about?" Pages basically told him,
I caught the ball.
I caught the ball.
Kike said, I was just down because I thought we lost.
Yeah.
When he came over to me, I said, "Do you have the ball?" And he was like, "I have the ball."
Yeah.
And then you see him.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine. We just effing lost. And he
No
goes, no, I have the
way.
ball. That happened.
That was
To force extra
insane.
innings.
That was
Back to
insane.
back to back. More nightmare fuel for the
Yeah.
Blue Jays.
That was an incredible moment, man. Like,
That felt like, okay,
I really thought it was going to be.
Dodgers are going to win this now.
I thought it was going to be Kike Mays for a second, the way he was going
Well,
back.
yeah,
Unreal.
he was way too shallow.
Well, yada, yada, yada. I mean, Will Smith homers.
Yeah.
And the problem for the Blue Jays is before the Will Smith homer and after the Will Smith homer, there was somebody in the game. And it was the Game 6 and Game 2 winner
This guy.
in Yamamoto. And they have to look at this guy and say, "Oh, no, I don't want to see you anymore."
He had to have gotten drug tested after this, right?
Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
Build a statue of that guy.
And sure enough, after the Will Smith home run, puts the Dodgers up. By the way, I believe in the 74th inning of action of the World Series. Wow. Top of the 74th is when Will Smith homered. And Yamamoto is now trying to save his own Game 7 win after winning Games 2 and 6. Trying to save his own Game 7 W gives up a double to Vlad Guerrero Jr., who brings his hands in and somehow keeps it fair down the left field line. I can't get enough about talking about this World Series. And with men on first and second, with Guerrero doing what he did in this World Series, Alejandro Kirk comes up. And I thought to myself, with runners on first and third, do you steal here? Do you steal? Do you dare steal here? Because Kirk could get the double play ground ball. Yeah. And sure enough, Yamamoto breaks Kirk's bat in half. But Kirk had enough power to get it right to Mookie Betts.
Right to Mookie.
With an unassisted double play. And the most entertaining and wildest World Series, I got to say, I think I've ever seen comes to an end. The Dodgers become the first back-to-back champions since the Yankees did it. The first back-to-back NL champion since the Big Red Machine did it in the mid-'70s. And when Ohtani signed with the Dodgers and then Yamamoto signed with the Dodgers, all of us were here like, how many World Series would it take to make this a success? Some of us said 2. Some of us said 3. Well, guess what? They've got 2. And they've got the team to go get a third. Because, again, the stars are aligned. The stars are in their lineup. And give it up. You got to. Certainly when there's everybody, oh, they spent all this money, and then they defer all this money, and they do all this, and they buy it. Well, in the same way that Phil Jackson had Shaq and Kobe after he had Jordan and Pippen, you still got to have the guy or the lady, depending on the sport, to push the buttons. Give it up to Dave Roberts, who, by the way, showed up in Toronto, kept it light. I think what he was trying to race and run the bases, fell flat on his face in front of the whole team.
Yeah.
Kept him loose. He's the one who dropped Mookie to the 4th spot in the order, and he got a 2 RBI single out of Mookie. He's the one who starts Ohtani. By the way, brought in Glasnow at one point in Game 7. He's the one who, dude, if we get him on the show, what made him want to put Andy Paez in the game? What made him say, you know what, middle of this inning, let's go put him in there? Miguel Rojas in the 6th, Game 6, comes up with that pick on the double play to force a Game 7 that he ties with a home run. Put in Justin Dean, who knew the rule enough to put his hands up.
Yeah, that was incredible.
He could have easily just ran over, tried to grab it, and then the play lived on.
And he was the one in Game 3 when Schneider was out of players that wasn't for him. He kept his guys in the game. Yeah. Congrats, Dodgers fans.
This locks up Hall of Fame for him, right?
I mean, plus what he did as a player. I mean, there will be people who are like, well, he had this guy, that guy, that guy, that guy. Still got to win it when everybody's expecting you to. And they had a Blue Jay team who was poised to prevent it.
And it's a good team, too, man.
Dude, he
after
pushed
winning 2 in Dodger Stadium?
Buttons.
Man,
oh, man. They won both in Toronto.
Yeah.
And that's my World Series review.
It was awesome. What a series, man. It was so good.